Welcome to the Manny Perez Show, the show that covers. Welcome to the Manny Perez Show, the show that covers, works on, and solves our community's issues. Yes, we can with the Manny Perez Show. Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Manny Perez Show. I'm Manuel Perez, Manny, your local community leader, political leader, your coach for finding success, a person that finds solutions. And today we're going to be talking about hate, fear, and the big question mark, because why are we having so much hate and fear right now in our communities and in our nation? Yeah, we got to talk about that. And today, as you noticed, our journalist Gabriela Ascanio is not with us, and I'm not putting a background. I'm keeping it simple because today I want us to consider that hate and fear is often a choice. You'll hear a lot of people talking on the TV and sending you emails and making events that we have to stop the violence, that we have to do this, that we have to do that. And they stand up from one group of people for another. I stand up for everyone. Honestly, I don't believe in violence against women, against children, against seniors, against people that are different. We are all one. And if anybody in my community is having trouble, that affects all of us. So I invite you to think. Hate, fear, why? Why can't we just work together so that our economy is recovered, so we get through this pandemic without more people getting sick? Past few days, I've heard of whole families getting COVID. And it's sad because I worry about them. Now, do I hate them for getting sick? Nope. Do I fear them because they got sick? No. It could happen to any of us. It can happen to people that don't know where they got exposed. And you don't know if it was the babies. You don't know if it was the person who was going to work. Can we be afraid of that? I invite you to think of being careful. Be careful. Wear your face mask. And understand that in terms of hate and fear, you should remember that it's you, it's me. We decide. Now, somebody else might tell me, no, this is unfair. You've got to rise up and fight. Okay, I understand their position. But I do know that when I used to get into a fight as a teenager, when I was in school, I'd get hit. Getting into a fight is risky. And we live in the United States of America where we don't have to fight. And we just elected a president who does not tell us to stand up and fight against people. Because, yes, that's part of the problem. We have had 4 years of political propaganda telling us that we should hate other people. And some of you might not agree with me. That's fine. That's your choice. But I know that I'm clear that we've been told to hate people who have a different religion, who have a different ancestry, who have a different color. And yes, I'm Hispanic. And yes, I've faced discrimination. I've faced injustice. But did I let that knock me down? No, because I realized early in the game that if I fought against them, they would say, oh no, Manuel is fighting. He's violent. No, I'm smart. I would fight when I had to fight to defend myself. But the other times, I'd use my brain. I'd use my friends. I'd use the people I know. And yes, I would meet other people. I still do. That's why I'm a political leader, because I meet my elected representatives. They know who I am. They know what I think. And they know that I'm willing to work with them because the objective is for all of us to live safe, healthy, happy, and prosperous lives. You're having trouble right now? Get in touch with me. Get in touch with me if you're having trouble. You're afraid? Get in touch with me. The information's here in this video. Just get in touch with me or get in touch with somebody else who can help you. Because fear and hate are not the solutions we want. Fear and hate are not good for us. And I tell you, you have a right to be happy, to be free, and to make your life better. Yes, I laugh because I have spoken with neighbors and such who say, Manny, you don't understand. Well, I know what being unemployed is like. I know what it's like to be faced with people that want to hurt me, intimidate me. Yes, I know what that's like. And yes, do I have friends and relatives who they say you have to stand up and show them who's tougher. Guys, in school I was a short fat kid. I was not the strongest person around. So getting into a fight for me is not necessarily the smartest thing. If I have to do it, I do it. If you have to do it, as I told my children, do it. I'm not telling anyone to let themselves be abused. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in abuse. I don't believe in hurting people. So the question is, what do you believe in? What do you want to believe in? For success, unless you're fighting a war, hate and fear are not very helpful. Being careful, okay. Managing risks, okay. But guys, for those of you that already know me, you know that I have achieved many things being positive and working with people, with my neighbors, with my friends, with my family, with people that I meet. You would be surprised how many opportunities are out there. Opportunity is part of the American way, and New York City is full of it, full of opportunity. I'm not going to say it's easy, but it is there. Think about it. If you want to stay at home complaining about people and hating them and going out there to hurt them, and it's not too many people that are doing that, by the way. I know the news reports are talking about all the attacks on Asians. I feel that there have been attacks. Yes. I know that also there is a lot of pressure about the subject. No one should be afraid to be who they are. We should be proud We should be proud to be who we are here in this country. Asians, Europeans, Africans, South Americans, Australians, Eskimos, all of us who come to this city should be safe. And all of us who come to the United States should be safe. And that's what the government's for, to keep us safe. And we need to make the rules work for all of us. It's just the way it is. It's a matter that we can choose to hate, to be afraid, because if you're hating someone, you're afraid of them. I'm sorry, there's no other way. You might say, no, I'm not afraid of them, I just hate them. Uh-huh. And that's why you want to hit them first. Dislike is another thing. I don't believe in disliking people, but I have to admit, I've met people that I don't like. Don't hate them, but I don't like them. And if you're one of those persons who have spoken with me and told me, Manny, I don't agree with this, you probably remember that I said, okay, that's your choice. And I respect it. Now, do you respect other people? Are you willing to not be afraid? And mind you, I understand that if it's midnight and you're out in the street and it's dark and there's nobody around, you might be afraid. You might be afraid that a criminal might show up. And that's a risk. But there I think you have a natural fear. And it's not that you're going out there with a gun ready to kill anybody that walks close to you. First of all, because guns are illegal in New York. But the other reason is because you don't know if that person that you see on the street at midnight is actually a criminal or might be just like you, another person that wants to get home. We've been hearing about a lot of violence. But think about it. Where is the violence happening? Is it happening close to where we live? Or is it happening in another state or another country? That's the interesting part. And that's where our journalist, Gabriela, usually helps us out. But today I'm just talking about thinking things through. Julio, how much time do I have left? I think I've got only one.
we have 2 minutes.
Okay, good. So right now we're going to take a break. And in the second part of this program, I'm actually going to be telling you some strategies so we can live better, so we can avoid the hate and the fear, so we can think about what to do when someone comes at us with hate and fear in their eyes or in their voice, and they might even be threatening us. What should we do? Well, I'm going to talk to you from experience and from what I've studied. And next part, I hope it's more exciting. Okay, we'll be right back with the Manny Perez Show. I'm Manuel Perez, your host, and with me is Julio Camacho, our production engineer, helping me out with this program. Thank you. Hi, everyone, and welcome back. This is the Manny Perez Show, and I'm Manuel Perez. Manny, I'm your host, and today we're talking about hate, fear, and a big question mark after that. Why? I mean, we're responding with hate and fear And honestly, what we're talking about in the first part of the program was, why are we doing this? I mean, I know we're trained to fear certain things and to just get very worried, and we have had a year of pandemic where we had to stay inside our houses in lockdown, except for the people who were bringing services that everybody needed. And they were a little bit afraid of getting sick, of catching the virus, just like we have been. And now we've got a vaccine that's being handed out. Well, actually, we have 3 vaccines, or more will be coming. And the question becomes, do I have to worry every time I cough? Do I have to worry every time? And no, I'm not going to sneeze. But every time anything happens in my house? No. All we have to do is wear our masks when we go out. Here we go. When we're with other people. And yes, in a restaurant, you have to eat, so you take off your mask. Well, put it on while you're not eating. Be safe. Because instead of having fear and hate, what we can have is decisions that we've thought out. And that sounds kind of boring for some people. I know some people that get in fights even with an Uber driver because they don't want to wear a mask. Come on. The Uber driver is trying to stay safe, and he's also trying to protect you. I know, but some people say, you can't force me to wear a mask. Okay, I can't force you. But because I'm telling you, and that's the rules, okay? We're talking rules. We're not talking about a decision that somebody made arbitrarily. No, it's something that's part of our regulations right now. It's part of what the government has told us. All I'm saying is we have a choice. And you can think about it. Oh, you're angry because there's a lot of things you can't do with the pandemic. Okay. Anger is the first step towards hate and fear. You're angry, so you're afraid. And you're angry because somebody tells you that you can't do something. And yes, I've been there. I still remember one time I got very, very angry because I needed to get paid and my check wasn't ready. And I needed to get paid because I had some debts to pay off. And I know I screamed at the person. I'm not very proud of it, but I did it. You might have done it before. Screaming at someone means that you're not thinking. You're angry. You might be fearful. You might even hate the person at that moment because they're not letting you solve a problem. And you will have some political leaders who will feed your anger, feed your fear, feed your hate. My suggestion, don't listen to them. And just remember that they are trying to get you fearful, hateful, angry for their own purposes. In my case, I just want solutions. All I want is solutions to all of our problems. I want you to get in touch with me if you have a situation that you need to solve. Oh, Manny, you're looking for business. Well, I'll tell you, my business is helping people succeed. And yes, if you want to succeed in a certain business, in a certain part of your life, sure, my business is here for you. But if all you want to do is talk something over because you're afraid or you don't understand it, I've been helping people in this community for over 20 years now. Over 20 years just serving my community. Was a teacher, helping my students. The idea is that you can learn how to be successful in everything. So you don't have to fear and you don't have to hate. Because when you hate someone, and mind you, I've met people that it's very easy to hate. Uh, those people, it's better just to kind of get away from them. If they're that angry, if they're that hateful, sometimes spiteful, sometimes just they're not nice to other people. Why do we have to stay close to them? Well, I'll give them a hand. I'll help pick them up because that's what I do. But do I have to become close friends with them? No. Sorry. In coaching and in the Bible, in the Christian Bible, it says, Christian and Jewish Bible, tell me who you're with and I'll tell you what you're like. It's that simple. Who are your friends? Who you're hanging out with? Are you hanging out with people that want to beat up other people? Well, guess what? You're going to think that beating up people is normal. Are you hanging out with people that hate certain groups? Well, guess what? You're probably going to hate those same groups. And that includes people who say, oh, but I have a friend who's such, such, such. Whatever label they've been accused of hating. I'm sorry. You're saying you have a friend. I wonder what the other person feels. We need to care about each other. And we're close to the end of this program, so I want to point that out. We need to care for each other. We need to stand up for each other. If you see somebody hateful towards a certain group, if you see somebody who's just afraid of them saying, no, immigrants are going to take away all our jobs, that's just an example. I don't believe that. I believe immigrants bring more jobs. And they do the jobs other people don't want to do. And why do they do that? Because they don't have a choice. They come here, they're still learning how to move forward in the US, how to move forward in New York City. So when you see an immigrant, that immigrant is learning. Now, do immigrants set up businesses? Yes, they do. Do they create jobs? Yes, they do. They might be learning, but because they find other people of their community, of their culture, of their language, they can start generating profits so that they can live better and help our city, help our country. I came here as a child, and I can tell you, in New York, I've found people that have helped me since I was a baby. It's just wonderful, and I still have people that help me. So I invite you to open your eyes, open your ears, and pay attention so you can find the people that are going to help you. And please remember, hate, fear is a decision. The only fear that's natural is if something very dangerous is right in front of you. Don't use your imagination to generate more fear, because you want to be successful in life. You want to be a good neighbor. And as I said before, we are one. So when you're doing well, guess what? I'm doing well. When you're developing a new business, getting jobs for people in our neighborhood, when you are improving your life, guess what? It improves life for me. What you shouldn't do is abuse it. We have opportunities all around us. Those opportunities can be very good for us. And you have to think about yourself and everybody else. And once again, I'm going to repeat it. If you see someone being hateful, threatening, or just doing something they're not supposed to do to anybody else, well, do something to stop it. You can call 911 if it's a criminal act, or if you fear that there's going to be a criminal act. Definitely, if you see someone with a knife or a gun, please report it. It's for all of our safety. And just do what you can do to make our city, our country, our lives better. That's all you have to do. If you're afraid, it's hard to do that. And if you don't know how to do it, once again, get in touch with us. We've got a journalist that can help do the research. We've got me. We've got all of the other people that listen to these videos. So thank you very much. This is Manny Manuel Perez and Julio en America TV Productions. And we're happy to be here for you and to help us as a community find solutions. We'll see you next Monday at 7 p.m. in English. And I promise we'll have our journalist back with us. Take care. Bye-bye.
Welcome to the Manny Perez Show, the show that covers, works on, and solves our community's issues. Yes, we can with the Manny Perez Show.